Yeah, you see all that right there? That's domination by Bradley, baby. I told all of you naysayers that Bradley was going to win this fight. He was prepared for Pacquiao mentally and physically, emotionally, and from an intelligence standpoint. There was no way he was going to lose this fight. It just wasn't happening. When you consider all of the BS, decisions that Pacquiao earned over Juan Manuel Marquez, if not for the draw, it's karma just coming back, baby. You know what I mean? It's just karma, coming back, and you just gotta accept that. So it is what it is. Um, with that being said, you got to be out of your damn mind to think that I really believe that Bradley won that fight. Um, you know what, man? I'm not even gonna call a fight a robbery. Nah, wasn't a robbery. Wasn't a robbery at all, man. Because in order for it to be a robbery, it has to be something that I would say is unexpected in the original sense. You know, I don't believe in controversies too much, man. But this isn't even a controversy. This is just a blatant fuckover by Top Rank Boxing. Timothy Bradley already said earlier during the training, his training, that it was going to be another fight on November 10th. He already said that. Of course, in his mind, he was planning on, defeating Manny Pacquiao in a convincing fashion, not in a controversial way. But this was already set up from the beginning, man. Bob Arum wins again. So he has two fighters who he won, who he was gaining a double purse off of tonight. Then he has a rematch that's guaranteed for November 10th, or, somewhere close around that date for later on in the year. With that being said, there will be no talks about a fight with Mayweather. Get that out of your mind, man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. It's already in the contract for there to be a rematch between the two. And it's not a bad thing for Manny because of the fact that Manny already has losses on his record, but he's the people's champ. He wins morally. And he showed a lot of grace and character in his quote-unquote defeat. So this is nothing more but a shakedown, a sham job pulled off by Bob Arum and whomever he paid to try to get that decision. When the scorecards were read and they mentioned that Bradley had actually won on one of the judges' scorecards, I was blown away. And this is what's destroying the sport of boxing right now. Controversies such as these. Pacquiao was in there fighting a guy who was nowhere near experienced enough, to fight, two-face Manny, and he had a very still head, another easy target for him to hit, and he dominated him all night with his normal 1-2 combo. There was nothing different about Pacquiao tonight. Pacquiao didn't look great because he simply turned his life over to God. It was the same Manny Pacquiao with his feints and his 1-2 setup. The only difference was there was somebody sitting across from him who was nowhere near as skilled as Juan Manuel Marquez was. So it was the same Pacquiao, same attack. Pacquiao was having a difficult time, cutting off the ring whenever Timothy Bradley would step to his left and do some evading. Now, there are a few things that we learned from this fight. I'm not going to say, 5 things that we learned from this fight. I'm just going to say them as they come to mind. First and foremost, one thing we've learned is that Tim Bradley has chin. All night long, he took that straight left hand from Manny Pacquiao. A few times it looks like he was ready to go. I was thinking that he was going to go roughly around the 10th round. If you've been going through 9 rounds, taking that much punishment, that home stretch rounds 10 through 12, really hard to maintain and manage if you're still getting hit. But roughly around the 10th round, he really started finding his way with that jab and started moving around a lot better. So Pacquiao pretty much couldn't avoid a jab at that point. Could have been a combination of Pacquiao just wanting to get that knockout, so he was willing to walk through him, but Pacquiao's not really good at avoiding a jab if you have a decent jab. It seemed that Timothy Bradley made an adjustment, and it's interesting to think that the man was able to make an adjustment after taking rounds and rounds of punishment. So that's one thing I can say for Timothy Bradley that is a plus. On the flip side of that, I can say that what we've learned about Pacquiao is I can honestly say absolutely nothing. He's still the same fighter. He's a good guy. He's very explosive, very powerful, very fast. But his attacks are still the same. There was not anything changed up at all. The same Manny Pacquiao who over pursues and who pursues with the same sort of combo, much of what you just saw right there at the end of that round. And, this guy was tailor-made for him. That's not my words. You can see it for yourself. Actually, Freddie Roach said that himself. He said that today, during the pay-per-view event, when they were interviewing him, when he was being interviewed by Max Keller, he said, this guy's tailor-made for us. He stands right in front of us. We're going to hit him as much as we can, as often as possible, and we won't lose a round. They pretty much knew who they were picking when they picked the fight with Timothy Bradley. So it is what it is. I'd like to know how you guys feel about it and what you guys are thinking. I, for one, am not upset. I am more, I guess I can say, shocked at the audacity, the balls that it takes for Top Rank to pull this one off. I equivalent this one to what conspiracy theorists say about the government setting up 9/11. I'm not getting into whether or not that's true. I'm not debating about that, but this has some crazy implications to it. In my mind, I really think that this is a great way for Top Rank and Manny Pacquiao to avoid a fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. later in the year. Because when Floyd gets out in the next 70 plus days or 60 plus days, there will be no talks at all about a fight with Manny Pacquiao. It's just not going to happen. They're going to push the hype machine about a second fight, and you can look for Bob Arum and the Top Rank promoting machine to build the fight based around Manny's motivation to win the fight more decisively, and knock him out. You can also expect them to push the notion in your head that Bradley was winning the last 3 rounds, which he was definitely doing a damn good job, and they're going to leverage that by saying that this is where Bradley's going to pick up where he left off. The way he was performing in rounds 10, 11, and 12 is the way he's going to perform through the entire fight. So Pacquiao has a lot of work on his hands, so you can expect that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it, man. It takes something big to really bring me out and do a video. So with that being said, guys, I would love to hear your reactions, your opinions on BoxingFury.com. The place is for boxing fans. No opinion is wrong. No opinion is right. Every opinion is valuable. So I hope you guys enjoyed the fiasco that was supposed to be a boxing match. I'm pretty sure that Dana White somewhere from UFC is licking his chops, talking bad about the sport of boxing. But hey, as long as we're giving him enough ammunition, he's going to keep on firing, and I can't blame him. I'm not going to turn my back on boxing. I still love the sport in spite of a lot of the foolishness that's going on. So, guys, I'd really love to hear your opinion on things and what you guys think about the future of Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley and the remainder of this year. So, keep your love for boxing alive, and whatever the hell else you do on the signed off. Take care of yourself, guys. Thanks for checking out the video.